The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon, Nail Spa and Barbershop, Tisley Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. Citing integrity, Premier Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, moved the motion in the House of Assembly earlier today, July 14, 2022, to withdraw from the table the Register of Interest Act 2022 as proposed.
I have been saying, and I'm serious about it, respecting the integrity of the democratic process, respecting the integrity of the legislative process, and giving the proper time for consideration of the public and even members who had not seen the bill with enough time. So having said that, Madam Speaker, it is the correct position to withdraw this bill and provide for the time for it to be properly consulted on, to consider other systems of registering interests and to determine what is best practice in the United Kingdom, what is the best practice in other Caribbean countries and other places in the world. And once that consultation is done, we will come back to the House and we will deliberate on a new Register of Interest Act that will have elected officials as well as other public servants who will have the opportunity to debate on the merits of them declaring and registering their interests in a way where we address some of the concerns we have about transparency, anti-corruption measures, etc., but in a way where we also safeguard persons' right to privacy, the protection of their data, and of course, considering their personal security, their need to be protected from unnecessary intrusion and embarrassment. That is the balance that we will have to strike, Madam Speaker, with this bill. And in order to strike the correct balance, we must consult with our people.
Premier Wheatley said that the decision was taken following consultations with public servants.
Madam Speaker, I withdraw this bill on the basis that the Government of National Unity, in our framework agreement with the United Kingdom for the implementation of the recommendations of the Commission of Inquiry report, we agreed by June 30th to make the existing Register of Interests, which is only applicable to elected public officials, we agreed to make that public, along with penalties for not declaring interests on time. We also committed to contacting the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association to get information on how persons in the United Kingdom, elected officials in the United Kingdom, and otherwise declare their interests. That contact was made, and we were referred to the House of Commons. But that commitment was to give a certain amount of time for us to declare to formulate a new system of declaring interests, and our framework agreement made a commitment to giving the time necessary to properly formulate a new system for registering interests. Madam Speaker, that is what we were prepared to do by June 30th. However, a new bill came to Cabinet, which was the day before the House, and that new bill was introduced here to the House of Assembly. But that bill was not what the Government of National Unity committed to. That new bill, in essence, was the new system for declaring and registering interests. And once members of the House of Assembly recognized that, we collectively agreed to recess the House. Contrary to the belief of some believe that one member's contribution is why the House was recessed. We collectively agreed for the House to recess. I then requested a meeting from the Deputy Governor, an extraordinary meeting with public officers. And we gave public officers an opportunity to raise their concerns with the proposed bill. In no uncertain terms, public servants made it clear that they had challenges with the bill and needed more time. I asked for public servants to put their concerns in writing and send it to me before this House session. I was written to by several public servants. I was written to directly by the Civil Service Association, whose president is Ms. Sasha Flax. And the Civil Service Association, among other things, requested more time to consider this new bill.
Adding his voice, Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Julian Fraser, R.A., had this to say.
This is what happens, Madam Speaker, when you dancing to the music of another drummer and not your own, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is what happens when the elephant is standing on your foot. Madam Speaker, this is what happens when you are not in control of your own destiny. So we brought the bill to the House. Who was responsible for drafting this bill, Madam Speaker? This bill didn't come from anyone in this room, where bills normally come from. This is a governor's bill. It's not our bill. So now the governor has brought a bill, sent a bill to the House of Assembly with his public servants, where his civil servants has to divulge of their interests, register their interests. But I want you to note one thing, Madam Speaker, and I want the public to know this. In that bill, it excludes the governor. Everything is except the governor. So he's not in the bill. And now the public servants are asking that the members of the House of Assembly withhold the bill for further public consultation. So now who's going to consult whom? It's not our bill. It's your governor's bill. He's the head of the civil servants. Are you asking your governor to consult with you? Or is it because it is always our mandate. It's a mandate of this honorable House, Madam Speaker, that when a bill comes before the House, it gets its first reading, and before it gets its second and third reading, there is some form of consultation. Are we the ones going to consult with you? What are we going to tell you about your bill, your own bill? The bill is your governor's bill. What are we going to tell you about it? See, that's the problem with this legislature, because people don't know this. How many people ever heard that the governor has legislation that comes through this House, but he has to send it through one of the members of the cabinet? He should have done his consultation with his members, the public servant. But I think there's a whole lot more to this bill than just than just consultation. No, Madam Speaker. Public servants, if you look at what you have to declare, if you look at the things that you have to declare, a number of you will have serious consideration as to whether or not you should remain as a public servant or you want to declare this stuff.
In a statement made public, the Virgin Islands Civil Service Association cited the need for proper consultation and a rewrite of the Act before it gets passed in the House of Assembly. With this JTV News Update, Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Deliciously smooth.
Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
Rapid growth and reliance on digital systems has opened new vulnerabilities, and additional layers of cybersecurity are required to combat sophisticated cyber attacks. Simply Secure's security management solution helps overcome these challenges. Our service includes 24/7 protection for network devices, computers and servers with automatic restoration, security audits, and penetration testing. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Contact us today.